Okay, I want to show you something that meant almost nothing to me 2 weeks ago. This is an iPhone 17 Pro. This is a $100 gaming controller. And, wait for it, that is Stranding. Does that mean anything to you? What if I tell you that I have no cell service? And what if I move around a bit and show you the graphics? Wow. Nothing? Nope. Let me explain. Okay, so as you could probably guess, I'm a pretty techie person. I like nerding out about laptops and headphones and watches, and I've been covering consumer tech for coming up on 10 years now, which means I've watched a lot of these tech keynotes. And the most unrealistic part of these keynotes is always when they show a game playing on a phone. Because like, who the hell is gaming on a phone? So you could imagine my surprise when I started doing this on a phone and had this reaction. Yeah, and that happened because I backed this. A year and a half ago at CES 2025, I met this guy.
So I'm Josh, this is the MCON controller.
When he was in college, he had an idea. A controller that was actually pocketable. He went so far as to build this prototype in his dorm room, and this prototype and his idea was so good that this company, known for phone accessories, scooped him and his idea right up. They took to Kickstarter, where they raised over $1.7 million. My God, that is almost an unbelievable amount of money. And with all of that backing, they tweaked the designs, mass-produced the product, came up with add-ons, and after so many delays, I mean so many shipping delays, they finally shipped a finished product, which is how I got this one. After meeting Josh, I knew I wanted to try this out and support him, so I backed it. Now you may be thinking to yourself, that's just a controller for your phone. And yup, you're right. But what's special about it is that compared to many other mobile gaming controllers, this one is actually small and truly pocketable, meaning that you don't have to be very committed to carrying it around to carry it around. Plus, the design is dope. There's a magnet here that attaches to your phone. It comes with magnetic rings if your phone or case doesn't support MagSafe. And you hit this button, and it pops open. You fold out these arms, you got palm rests, and then this button right here detaches your phone, and you could use this metal bracket to set it up on a table. Pretty amazing. The buttons are clicky, the knobs are smooth, there's even dual triggers around back. My only issue with the hardware is that because it is so pocketable, which is its best feature, it's also very light. And when you got a big ass phone like the S26 Ultra on it, it is incredibly top heavy. Now, as blown away with this design as I was when I finally got mine, I didn't know what to do with it, because the truth is, I'm not really a gamer. Okay, wait, that's not totally true. This is my GameCube. I got it for Christmas as a kid, and it was the first console I fell in love with. I mean, we used to play it for hours in the basement. And this is my Xbox that I bought because I thought that's what I needed to play Fortnite with my friends. And well, now I have the MCON. And since I bought it, I told myself I'd use it for at least a few weeks. But how much could I actually do on a phone? No, Well, this is when it got interesting. My first instinct when using this was to try to turn my phone into a console, because that's the gaming that I had always known. So I got the MCON dock and I plugged it into my 4K projector. This right here is the Horizon 20 Max. It is the love of my life, and if you're a fan of the channel, then you've heard me rave about it before. Now, I usually have my Xbox plugged in here, which looks absolutely incredible when playing Forza. In the Horizon 20 Max, it has different modes depending on what type of gaming you're doing, including an FPS mode for ultra-low latency and motion clarity, or an RPG mode that boosts contrast and shadow details. But what I love most about this projector is that it is broad daylight, the sun is shining, the shades are open, and I am gaming back there just fine. This projector gets bright, like really bright. I'm talking 5700 lumens bright. If you're a camera person, this will definitely put it into perspective for you. I am turning my camera down to ISO 100. It is daylight in this room right now, okay? That's how bright this screen is. So whether you're a gamer or not, if you're ready to finally ditch your TV and become a projector person like me, there's a link down in my bio. Thank you XGIMI for sponsoring this video. Now back to the show. Okay, what you just saw was mostly the Xbox being played on my projector, but also that's Stardew Valley, and that's the MCON, and that's an S26 Ultra patched into the projector with absolutely no lag. It's a little bit of all of this tech working together, and truly providing an incredible experience. But it's also not all that surprising. At least on the processing front. You see, I've been playing games similar to this, mainly Roller Coaster Tycoon, on my phone since I had a Galaxy S10. So next, I stepped up to a game that I used my Xbox to play, that I thought I needed my Xbox to play. Tonight we're trying a little Fortnite on the Wi-Fi and the S26 Ultra. Here we go. Now, I do feel the need to preface everything you're about to see with the fact that I love gaming. that does not mean I'm good at it. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it either, okay? So if I'm the first one out, so what? Who cares? Turns out I didn't need that preface. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills, 4. I'm actually not playing so bad tonight. I think it's because I'm at level 2. But you know what? I'll take it. Yeah, all good things come to an end. No lag, on Wi-Fi, 4th place. On to the next one. All right, so Stardew Valley, definitely not an issue. Fortnite, not an issue. It was at this point in my testing where I was no longer thinking about the MCON. Instead, I was fascinated by how the S26 Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro were handling games that I always thought of as reserved for consoles. But is the phone warm? No, not at all. Why did I even think it would be? So it was time to step it up a notch. Game will launch after 12.6 gigs have been installed. 49.4 gigs is needed. I'm like not even sure I have that much space on my phone, but okay. This is Death Stranding. It's a wild game. I've heard it described as being an Amazon delivery worker in a post-apocalyptic world, and yeah, that is exactly what it is. But what makes it fun isn't making deliveries, it's that you're actually battling physics to do it. As you walk, climb with large amounts of weight on your body, your character experiences physics in real time. You're thrown off balance if you step on a rock the wrong way. You move slower with heavier loads. You feel the push of flowing water. And it is oh so realistic. But so much so that I went hiking the other day and I stepped on an unbalanced rock and I thought, oh my gosh, if I had a load on my back, I would have totally just fallen over. What? Now, to make a game feel that real is no small feat for both the engineers, but also the device you're playing on. And remember, this game isn't being streamed from a server in a warehouse that's doing all the work. No. This is the phone's chip 6 inches away from my face doing all the math. The CPU and the GPU, they're working together to create this world for you in real time, to be calculating the physics in real time. It's constantly asking, is the left foot on a wet rock? Is the center of gravity shifting because of that 50-pound crate on my back? Is the wind pushing the cargo? It's doing thousands of these what-if math problems every second, just so you feel the wobble when you step on a rock. Which is why when this game was first released, it was released for a whole-ass computer, a PS4. But the engineers worked with Apple to create a full version of the game, but one that plays on the same device that you scroll threads with. I did it for 3 hours straight the other night, and my phone never once overheated, and it only drained 60%. It's mind-blowing. And it's important to note, the graphics are not nearly as sharp on a phone as they are when playing on, say, a MacBook Pro or an external monitor, but the screen is so small you probably won't notice. In fact, if you haven't played this game on a larger screen or a more powerful machine, you might just find yourself saying, it is certainly small, but it does look pretty damn good. The one negative you will notice though is how tiny the menus are. Like I fully need to be wearing my glasses and leaning in to read these. I also think it's worth pointing out that staring at a small box and playing a game as gorgeous as this might feel wrong to some.
That you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
Oh my god, that clip never gets old. But the other thing you'll notice is that without a doubt, you need one of these. A controller. Which brings me back to MCON. I've been gaming anywhere and everywhere, truly taking tech outside. And in that time, I have completely forgotten about the controller and instead been dazzled by how powerful these phones are. In so many ways, for me, these two devices have been rewritten by this one. Which is why Josh's little idea, his dorm room prototype, raised $1.7 million. Initially, its great story and great design spoke to someone like me who usually rolls their eyes when tech execs try to sell me on gaming on a phone. And then, because it was actually so easy to use and actually pocketable, it not only got me gaming, it also made me realize just how much gaming I could actually do with my phone. I certainly won't be saying that no one games on their iPhone anymore because I game on an iPhone. And I kind of love it. But I do need to mention, as much as I've raved about all of this, and it is awesome, it is not cheap. I mean, we're talking about $1,100 iPhone, a $1,300 S26 Ultra, at $100, the MCON, she ain't cheap either, and I paid $40 for Death Stranding, so there is still a lot of friction here, and many barriers to entry. But for now, I'm grateful for a design that makes someone like me, a tech enthusiast, excited about tech again. And I will always be stoked about tech that you could take outside. Blue jays are seriously beautiful, but so annoying. Can it? Probably saying the same thing to me.